What's up, everyone? It's Russo. I hope everyone is doing well. So this is a re-upload of all the old cycle documentary logs documenting my side effects and results. So please subscribe here and please follow me on Instagram at RussoLifts in case something happens to this channel. You can follow, message me, interact with me directly, and there's daily content on there. Hope to see you guys on Instagram. Enjoy all the re-uploads. Everyone is doing well. So been getting blown up about the SARMS ban. I really didn't have any more information to share, honestly. Got a hold of Russ from Narrows Labs, and he's willing to share exactly what he's been going through as far as the SARMS ban goes. And just like an insider look realistically of the SARMS ban. I know a lot of people have come out and made videos and content around it, but they're not in the game. You know, he has way better insider information that I'll ever get. So rather than me regurgitating it, we're going to hear from the source. So everyone give this video a thumbs up. Props to Russ for coming on the channel and discussing the China ban as well as the USA bill. So in my previous SARMS ban video, I'm going to link it down below. I discussed the USA bill. I don't think Russ really has anything to discuss other than it's back in the slot machine and we will track the bill as far as that goes. That's really not the concern. The concern is sourcing and the China ban. So elaborate to me what happened with the China ban as soon as you got wind of the news, and realistically how the China ban is going to affect SARMS moving forward into 2020.
Well, you know what's kind of funny is I ran across an article about the SARMS ban in China. And that same day, I talked to some of my suppliers and showed them the article. They said, no, this isn't true. This isn't true. And a couple hours later, they got back to me and said, yes, this is true. I was like, oh, so I heard it before you guys did. I pretty much alerted them to this ban. Well, that was probably, what, 3 weeks ago about. Now all of them know about it. They've pretty much, they're all sold out from what I can get, and I have some pretty trustworthy suppliers. So
all sold out already.
All sold out. I mean, you know, SR9009, things like that you can still get. But, you know, as far as the RAD, the LGD, the GW, the S4, that stuff is gone. That stuff is gone, and they have no idea when they are going to put it back into production or if they will. I've been told that February 2020 is when they can give a heads up on what they're doing. Basically, from my understanding, is they are going to feel out how their government is enforcing this new ban. And if they're laid back, you know, they're going to test it out, see what's going on, and maybe start production again. But as of right now, this second, we cannot acquire any more raw materials. And I'm not just saying that so people can buy us out, honestly care how fast it's bought out. It's going to sell. So, you know, and we don't plan on raising prices because we haven't had to pay more for the SARMS, you know, but if, you know, they do start to go up in price, then we are, you know, we're forced to, and it's all supply and demand. So, you know, if there's only a couple labs in China that's producing it and the demand is sky high, of course, you know, by all means, they're going to charge more. That's economics.
So go into exactly what has changed as far as the ban, because I know it's not just affecting the SARMS industry. It is also affecting the UGLs, the underground labs, everything. Go into what changed. Like steroids have been scheduled for forever, and you know there's never been really an issue on Googling, finding a source as far as that goes. They're being impacted by the ban just as much, almost worse than it seems like the SARMS industry. So what changed?
Well, so a lot of people said, well, what's changing? They said steroids have been prohibited in China for a long time. That's the term that the Chinese use, prohibited. So that is true, but there wasn't a stiff penalty or punishment involved with the production, manufacturing, and retail or exportation of steroid raw powders. It was a law, but it wasn't enforced. Now there is a smuggling charge. You know, in China there is some serious, I don't know the exact, you know, penalties, but they've told me it's stiff penalties, and they're erring on the safe side and just stopping production pretty much. And if anybody, buys from UGLs, you'll just go ahead and ask your UGL about it. They're gonna let you know it's something serious. This has not ever happened before. I talk to Chinese all the time. They said, they're cutting their staff by 50%. They're like, this is something that we weren't expecting and just happened overnight.
And then another thing I'm seeing floating around the internet, floating around Reddit and everywhere, all these experts, is that they're saying China's not the only player in the game, that they're looking into other countries such as India. Is that a real thing to be looking into? A different country's going to step up to the plate instantly?
Not instantly. There's going to be, there may be, I don't know for certain, but from what I know, the Chinese, they go pretty far to be able to get this stuff into this country. It's not as easy as just sending it over in a package. It's, to move the mass quantities that they move here, it's not as easy as you would think. And
so basically what you're saying is that there's no infrastructure that set up besides China currently that can handle the volume that the USA needs.
China they have businesses here. They've got a whole network set up to bring this stuff in and sell it. I don't know, it's not as easy as just saying, oh, we're going to produce this stuff and let's just put testosterone on the customs declaration. No, it doesn't work like that. There probably will be in the future. I mean, if SARMS don't get banned here, there might be in the future another country that steps up. But like I said, there's going to be a time period where the supply is going to be low.
Right. And you bring up another point, is that even if another country steps up, I know SARMS currently, right now as we speak, are legal to possess in the United States. But their time is limited too. Like, that bill is back in the queue. Eventually that bill will go through, in my opinion. So it's only a matter of time before that bill goes through and we're not even having this conversation.
Mm-hmm. SARMS was always a ticking time bomb.
So, coming to a close, what would you say, again, would you stock up right now? Obviously, this isn't, what is the word for it? This isn't, like, overhyping the band to increase sales. Like, this seems to be it, correct?
I hate, when people are like, you're just making stuff up to sell. I'm not. I have a limited quantity. Whether it sells today or 6 months from now, doesn't matter to me because it's going to sell. So it's not like I'm urging, hey, everybody, to create a frenzy. You don't just, if you need something, within, pretty soon, or what, you have something planned or some research planned, yeah, I'd definitely buy some. But it's, like Russo, there's other alternatives out there that achieve the same thing. So
right, I agree. So that is the current, up-to-date, best actual insider information you're going to get on this SARMS ban. I really do appreciate Russ for jumping on a Skype call and laying it out exactly how it is. I've been seeing crazy things on the internet about, oh, this is all bullshit hype to sell more product. Like, no, it's not. I'd rather not have to make these videos. I really don't want to make these videos. It's looking like it's it. Again, with the previous video, I was definitely way more optimistic. But, Russ coming and giving me all the issues and saying all the communications he had, I'm not as optimistic as before. Obviously, we're still going to track the U.S. SARMS ban in the U.S., the bill. But that's not the issue. The issue for sure is the China trade ban, and that is cutting off everything. And it's not just affecting SARMS, it's going to affect UGLs. You're going to see a mad influx of people scrambling, both in the UGL world and the SARMS world. It's going to be interesting to see once that goes into effect. When is that officially going into effect? End of January, correct?
January 1st.
January 1st, beginning of January.
Yeah. I guess they don't even want to have any excess material, raw material around for when that ban hits. They want it out. They don't want anything to do with it until they find out whether or not their government is going to be enforcing the laws.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it so much. So if you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe. Check out Narrows Labs, and I will see you guys in my next one. Give Russ a big thumbs up for coming out, saying it how it is, as always.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Russo.